Alright, how's it going, guys? I've been getting some requests on how we did the headlights. So obviously we bought the headlights off Amazon. I think we stated that somewhere before, but
Alright guys, as you can see here, the top one is the floodlight and the bottom one is a spotlight, just so there's no confusion. Also, we have the spot as a low beam and the flood comes in on high beam.
I took it off so you could see what was going on, and basically how I wired it up was I just tapped into the existing one, the high beam to the high, and then the low I tapped into the speedometer because I had an all-time hot for that little bulb. So what I did is I tapped into that so the low beam stays on all the time, and then when you flip it on to high, it goes to high. But I think a lot of the questions were the mounting of it. So what I did was, so that way I have adjustment and everything too, is I took these pieces of, it's real thin steel, and what I did was I actually mounted that, there's pieces, if you can see, of the plastic in here, and all I did is I drilled little holes in the plastic and put screws down through there, and then I extended the piece of steel out. As you can see, the way the headlights mount is they got just one bolt in the middle. So I put the bolt, and I actually put a nut underneath it which raised it up a little bit, and that gives me adjustment so I can adjust it up and down. And the adjusters are on the side right here. You loosen them and then you can adjust it up or down. But that gave it more, it's more rigid that way. It's going to stay in place. Obviously there was no other way to mount it. So yeah, from the back it doesn't look that great, but obviously you can't see it from the front at all. The top one here, what I did was I put two nuts on it, which brought it down. Put a nut on top to tighten it down, and then I took the two nuts to bring it down. And again, I just took a piece of steel plate. It's just real thin stuff. I bought it at one of the junk stores, and I put it in, and then you measure out how far you need to drill the hole in the center, so you know where it's going to line up in the front. So it's not sticking out too far or what. I didn't want mine sticking out real far, so that's how I did it. I put a lock washer on it and stuff, and then you can see I got two that back there. If you can see in there, the pieces of the plastic have like little points on them, like a little line on them to keep the rigidity of the plastic. Well, I didn't cut that out. I actually cut slits in the metal and then slid it in there. So then what I did is, after I got everything tightened down and stuff, put these on, tighten them down, and that's how it stays in place, and it stays in the hood. And I can actually take this off and put the original light back in. I didn't ruin anything in this that I wouldn't be able to do that. So that's how I did it. Just, you know, just basic stuff. And then obviously from the front you can't see nothing. So hopefully that answers some questions. You can still adjust it and everything, and it works out really good. I mean, it's tight in there. They're not going to come out or anything, but there's not a whole lot you can do with it, so I had to come up with an idea, and that's the idea I come up with. So alright, so here it is back on the bike. As you can see, that's the low, and then when you get to the high, so when I wired it up to the all-time hot, that as soon as you turn the key on, it comes on, obviously, but it does it so when you turn on the high, it stays on. So there you go. That's how she's done, and obviously we liked the way it looked, so that's why we did it. But I know a lot of other people were chiming in, you know, that they really like the look of it. It makes the bike look totally different, which it does. I mean, it makes it look a little more modern and stuff, and everybody we've run into really likes it too. So there you go. Hopefully that explains some stuff. If I can help out, let me know, and talk to you later. Thanks for subscribing, thanks for the comments, and we got more videos coming up, so stay